Hello and welcome my bold and bearded friends. In today's video we have a rather expensive fragrance. It's Haltane by Parfums de Marly, as you can read or not on this card right here. It's quite a nice bottle. I don't know if the camera picks it up that well. It's quite dark in here, I reckon, but you know, it's the end of the year and I guess everything becomes dark. Again, this is my scent of the day, and I have to state it's a real nice, sweet, oody fragrance. And from time to time I thought a little bit of a real sweetened up Ancre Noir. Just smelling it crossed my mind, but it's way too oody and everything, of course, to smell like that. But that's what crossed my mind. So if you smell this fragrance, I don't know if you come to the same conclusion, but I found it rather interesting. So I wanted to start with the read up on this card. For of course, it's a really expensive fragrance. Around 220 euros per 75 milliliters. There's also a 125 milliliter bottle of it, but it's a rather expensive fragrance, so let's start off with the read up. And it states: Parfums de Marly revives the splendor of the lifestyle of Ciao de Marly, a place dedicated to pleasure and celebration. Haute Parfumerie, respecting French savoir-faire with audacious compositions of noble ingredients. The refinement of the 18th century through the prism of modernity. Haltane's fresh and herbal top notes quickly yields into a warm and smooth sense of leather, with a symphony of precious woods, soft and rich and scored by saffron. The praline accord is an ultra-modern spin on mythical oud wood. A bold fragrance for gentlemen of all generations. Yeah, let's talk about it. The praline accord is quite interesting, a bit gourmandy, in combination with the oud, which makes it a more well, darker, if you will. You know, if you know the smell of oud, it's a bit woody, dampy, almost like rotten kind of smell. It's actually quite interesting how oud is made. So if you find these kinds of things interesting, watch a documentary on it or something like that. But again, I wore this today. I have on my wrist here the deep dry down. I sprayed it. Let's see, what's the time? It's around 4 o'clock. So I sprayed it on my wrist around 10 hours ago. And it's still, you know, noticeable. It's especially on my wrist. It was just one spray, but you get a real nice oody, woody dry down, and I can still pick up some sweetness of the praline. So it's a quite long-lasting fragrance. It opens up with a combination. We'll read it out here, of clary sage, lavendel and bergamot. Lavender, sorry. Lavendel is the Dutch name, lavendel. Well, I get really the combination of the lavender and the bergamot. And again, the praline, which is a mid-note, but you really get the gourmandy sweetness of the praline, and a little bit of the saffron, which is also a mid-note, which gives it a little bit of a spiciness on top of it. But overall, You can classify it as a warm, spicy, oudy fragrance, with the praline make it a little bit gourmandy, but it's a real soft and nice spiciness. So even for people who don't really like spicy fragrances, this is still a real nice fragrance. And a real nice oud. The oud really smells like a sweet oud, a real sweet, wearable oud, and not a stinky, dark, moisty oud. Although it has a little bit of the darkness, the moldiness in it, but more cleaned out than some other fragrances which are harder to wear, I guess. And again, mid notes of saffron and praline, base notes of agar or oud and cedar. So it dries down to a real nice, woody, warm, little bit sweet still, nice fragrance. It's really wearable again, but I'm gonna talk about longevity, etc. in the next section. But it's for the price, I have to say, I expected it a little bit more unique or something like that. But still a real nice fragrance, and of course it's by the house of Parfums de Marly. So for the price you expect a real nice quality, and you get super quality. I already stated it before, kinda in a way. Longevity of this fragrance, I would say, is around 10-12 hours. If you spray really light, I reckon if you spray really heavy, depending on the amount of sprays, I think you can reach 24 hours if you really want to. So it's quite a long-lasting scent, and that's one of the things which really likable about this fragrance. Of course, fragrances with heavier notes like oud often perform really well, and this one does. Also, the sillage of this fragrance is really strong. I would say it's the strongest, like on a scale from 0 to 10, I would say it's around an 8. So it's not nose piercing or really irritating, but you will be smelled with this fragrance. And even me myself, throughout the day I get wafts of this fragrance, even until now. A full work day and a little bit more later, I still get some wafts of fragrance, the scent of it in my nose when I move like this or this or this. So I think it's a really nice smelling fragrance. Not too unique, but it performs really well. Definitely check it out. It's quite funny, online it's stated that it's a really manly scent, and in a way I guess it is, but like all perfumes, I guess, I can't see in this fragrance why a woman couldn't wear it, because it has the praline in it, it has the oud in it. So if a female wants a more deep, dark, warm fragrance, I guess this can still be really nice. That is what I wanted to state at the end. Again, it's quite a pricey fragrance, a quite expensive fragrance, and although it performs really well, and I like these kinds of fragrances, I think I'm gonna try out other fragrances of Parfums de Marly one time, and yeah, comment down below what you think of Haltane. Have you tried it? Do you own a bottle? And what are your thoughts about this fragrance? So thank you all for watching, and this was Haltane. Have a nice day. Ciao.